Hello, and welcome to Timing is Everything, a program of Care Dimensions. My name is Mary Crowe, Director of Professional and Community Education. Today, we have Lyn Skarmeas with us, the Vice President and Chief Strategy Officer at Care Dimensions. Lyn, welcome to the show.
Hello, Mary.
I know you're usually behind the camera, but today you're ahead of it.
Yes, how many years have we been doing this?
A long time.
Long time. It's the first time you've gotten me in front of the camera.
Yes.
So thank you for having me.
Thanks for being on the show.
Sure.
And today, we're excited because we're going to be talking about the Walk for Hospice.
The 36th annual Walk for Hospice.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. The company, Care Dimensions, which is formerly Hospice of the North Shore, that I think most people in the Danvers and surrounding communities know. First, Care Dimensions is celebrating its 45th birthday, but the Walk is celebrating its 36th annual walk.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Sunday, September 24th.
Okay.
And of course, we're going back to the wonderful campus of St. John's Prep right on Spring Street in Danvers. They're so gracious to offer us their space and their time and their talent over there. And we'll be there that morning starting at 8 a.m. to register people, and the walk will go off at 9 a.m.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's such an excellent event. I've had the really good fortune of being able to be a part of this for many years. It's really so amazing. So talk, Lyn, about why do people walk?
Well, people walk really, remember, what we do is we take care of people at end of life. And not only do we take care of the patient, but we take care of the family members also. So what we do for what the walk does is allow family members, it allows our staff, our volunteers, and the community to come back together once a year and walk really in memory of their loved ones, to celebrate their memories and their loved ones, and to just connect and also inspire others to really understand what hospice does and what services we provide for them.
Yeah, this is such a big event. This is so important on so many different levels because, again, it's important certainly for the person who has died, but also for those who are left behind, and how to memorialize and to honor that individual too. So it can be in memory of, but also in honor of somebody as well. So let's talk a bit about why is the walk so important?
Well, I think the walk is so important for people because it is a way to celebrate a life, to celebrate, a legacy that someone has left. We have so many people that come to the walk and they name their teams. Of course, a lot of people set up teams, so they name their teams after their loved one. They come with their T-shirts with their loved ones' faces on them. There's so much to do there. There's a memory board that people can write memories of their loved one on the board. But I think it's, if I had to think about it, really is a healing day. Yeah. It's a chance to reconnect with family members, to reconnect with staff that might have been taking care of their loved one. So it really is just a fabulous day to connect.
Yeah, and I think that's so important, Lyn, because again, there's so much grief, obviously, when we lose somebody that we love so dearly, and like you say, it's an opportunity. Grief shared is grief diminished, and we need to come together to connect, to be able to process that, but also, again, keeping that person's memory alive. One of my favorite movies is Tuesday with Morrie, and one of the lines in the movie is that death ends a life, not a relationship. That person lives on in you, and this is an opportunity to come together and to celebrate that person and honor them or to memorialize them. So I think the walk is just such a special day.
It really is, and the organization has tremendous roots in Danvers and the surrounding communities. We actually serve over 100 cities and towns throughout eastern Massachusetts, but we started here in Beverly, and then we moved to Danvers, many years ago. And we've done the walk since the 80s, starting with a small group of people who walked and raised $6,000. Everything raised all the monies raised go right back into our patient care, from visits to taking care of people that need additional services. They might, our complementary therapies, our volunteer training, all that is enhanced by the funds that we raise, because we can put the money right back in for training, care, all that stuff, which
Yeah,
is
and I
great.
think that's important that people understand too, because clearly, I mean, this has so many different levels to it in terms of us being able to come together to connect and all of that. But there is that fundraising component, which is such an important part too. Like you say, all of that money going back into patient care. Like complementary therapy, some people don't even know what complementary therapies
Very
is.
true. We
So,
should clarify that.
yeah,
Huh?
So
From massage therapy to Reiki to pet therapy, we have some wonderful pet therapy dogs. To music therapy,
Yeah.
where we have our music therapists and go right. These people go right to patients' homes, and it adds an extra layer of just comfort and support and quality to our patients' and families' lives.
Yeah.
We've seen videos, and if people go on our website, they can see the videos that music therapy truly changes, a patient's lives when they're in there. I love the video that we have on there with one of our music therapists, and just connecting with one of our patients.
Yes,
So people,
it's so nice because again, not this isn't available always. So this is for our hospice. We do offer these services, and that's a wonderful thing because complementary therapies is just that, a complement to the traditional medicine that is being provided as well. So I think this is important that people understand these additional services that they can benefit from when having a loved one on service.
oh, they can. And people have to understand that Care Dimensions is a nonprofit organization. We started as a volunteer-led organization and continued on, but it is a nonprofit organization that does depend on fundraising, donations, and even some grants to help us just continue to expand our services.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So let's talk more about the day. Because because the day is so important, right? And because people think, oh, they're just coming, they're walking. Oh, there's a lot more than that.
There is, and we're in New England, so the day, we start looking at the weather many days before. But the walk will go on, rain or shine. And we've had some wonderful, wonderful memories when we've been poured on, and we've had wonderful memories when the sun's shining. So we will be there on Sunday, like I said, Sunday, September 24th. It starts really first thing in the morning, and there is so much to do there. First everybody gets to register, and then we do team photos. We have a canine corner that people bring their dogs. So everybody knows everybody of all ages can come. Yeah. So bring the kids, bring the infants, bring even the dogs are part of the family. Bring them. So we have a canine corner. We have food. We have coffee. We're setting up a new kids corner this year with a lawn sign Connect 4 and a lawn size tic-tac-toe. We'll have face painting for the kids. And then this year, which because Mary sits on the walk committee, you sit on the walk committee
Yes,
with
I
me.
do.
But we've come up with something new. It's a pinwheel garden that we're going to do, and we've purchased these pinwheels that are made of fabric, and people will be able to take a pinwheel and write their loved one's name on it and actually take that home and put that in their garden afterwards. So there's a lot going on that they can make memories, they can write on the memory board, but it's a time to connect and heal and bring home memories of the walk. And then the walk, okay, it's a 3K, so not far. What's that, about 1.5 miles, I think.
Yeah.
There is a shorter walk for people if it becomes too much. But people, they love it. We have the cheerleaders from the schools, cheering us on as we leave the facility. We make the round trip throughout the neighborhoods. The neighbors are so wonderful. We've been doing this for so many years that they're very gracious, and everybody's so wonderful who walks. And then they come back. We have music playing. We have a wonderful DJ that plays. We have AJ Burnett from Channel 5 that is our host that day. So we have a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's fun. It really, people need to come and experience it for themselves.
That energy is just amazing, isn't it? It's just such amazing positive energy, and everybody really gets into it. The other thing too is you talked about the walk, even because some might hear that and think, oh, well, I can't. Come anyhow.
Oh yeah, you don't have to walk.
No.
Oh, there's a bunch of us that set up and do breakdown. And when people go off to walk, there's a group of us that stay back because we want to greet them when they come back. So people, if it's not something you can do, come and enjoy anyways.
Absolutely. We'll find a place for you to sit just to be a part of this amazing, powerful event. Just come and spend time and be together. So what are some other ways? Because again, you know, people want to know, like, how can they raise money? How can they do this? How can they be a part of this?
You know, it's there's so much that they can do. And it really, what I found the teams, you know, what the teams will say is it's pretty easy for them to raise money because people understand the benefit and they understand the organization and the reputation that Care Dimensions has. So, but people do all different things. When you register, which at the end of the show, we'll be putting up a banner that tells everybody how they can register, and they can always call the company and ask for us, and we can walk them through it. But they can do a fun Facebook fundraiser. They can, when they register, they go on, they can push stuff out via social media to their Facebook friends and their Instagram friends and whoever they have out there. We also have people that will even run a golf tournament. Yeah. And then all the proceeds raised from the golf tournament goes to their walk team and then the Walk for Hospice. We have a wonderful group that paints rocks. And they do beautiful designs on the rocks, and then they sell them, and then all the proceeds come to us. So people get very creative, and they can do just about anything.
And any amount, big or small. I mean, some people, I think they worry sometimes but there have been even people doing lemonade stands and things like that, right?
Oh, any amount. We appreciate any amount. We can have, you know, teams raise, you know, little or teams raise a lot. Everything is greatly appreciated. Everything matters. Everything that we raise does matter.
Absolutely. So did you want to give some examples of what is your team doing?
Oh. So many people are going to want to join us if I give too many examples. But yes, Mary Crowe, you and I both we've been on the same team for many years now. It's called Care Crusaders. And it's a small but mighty team. It's really kind of grown over the years, but we do quite a bit. Last year we did an online auction, and we raised $5,000 actually for an online auction. A small group of us got basketball tickets and hockey tickets and baskets, and people bid on them, and we raised all our money. We have Kerry, who is in a band. One of our teammates is in a band, and she actually held a fundraiser at one of the bars up in, was it Tewksbury? You were with me. Tewksbury. Yeah. And everything from the door, the bar donated everything from the door, and we had not raffles, but silent auction items people could bid on, and people just donated, so that really you can get whatever your talent is. Yeah. I keep looking for my talent. I don't have any artistic talent or anything, but I have a lot of enthusiasm. But people, whatever they have for a talent, and they can put it to use, even if it's the gift of gab, just tell everybody why you're doing this and why it matters. Because all the dollars raised will go right back into patient care. And what we say is we want to be able to provide the right care at the right time for people. And whatever is raised that day, we've already cared for those people, but it's kind of like paying it forward. That money will go right back into patient care and take care of everybody who needs us in the future.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, Lyn, is that, you know, because some people will say, oh, I can't come on the 24th. Don't let that stop you. No, we have people that still, you know, they might even do their own little event. You know, they'll go take their little walk or do something else, but they'll do their fundraising and send things in even earlier or what have you. Knowing that you've made a difference in other people's lives, and again, I know, you know, personally, I will be, you know, certainly doing this too, because I in memory of a loved one too this year.
Yes.
And this has, it's always had meaning for me. It has extra meaning this year for me, certainly because of the gratitude for the care received by a family member of my own, and just wanting to make sure again that their memory stays alive. So I see a different perspective of it in terms of, again, the people's desire and motivation to really take part in an event like this. It makes such a difference in people's lives.
It does. It makes a big difference in the families. And the families, friends, relatives. We get people that, you know, bring everybody, you know, and it really is walking in the name of that loved one. Yeah. And it does make a big difference for people. You know, people, you'll see on the walk, we have a walk clip that's up on the computer, and we're going to have it come up, but you know, people will tell you why they've walked, and it's very impactful.
I think they're going to get a feel when we bring this clip up showing, you know, last year, some of the events from last year. people are going to get the sense, get the feel of all this, and just see the excitement and all of that goes into this day. I think sometimes people think that this is a sad day, and certainly our emotions can be a variety, a spectrum of emotions on that day. But again, a lot of people come to this with just a full heart in terms of making, again, memorializing their person and all of that.
And celebrating a life well lived.
Absolutely.
So it really has a very respectful feel, but it also has a celebratory feel because people are gathered, they're remembering, they're telling great stories, they're remembering when they might have walked with a loved one, there, because we have a lot of families who have lost multiple people on hospice. And, they might have walked with people who've now passed. And it's just, there's a lot of history there. But we have first-time walkers, too, that start a new tradition.
Absolutely.
And come join us.
Yeah.
Be part of it.
So on each end, we have people that have been there for years that do this as a routine. This is a part of their yearly, contribution or remembrance or all of those things. They can't wait till the walk comes to celebrate. So,
and they start planning early.
Yeah.
It's coming up soon because, believe it or not, the summer's almost over. We start planning, right away from once we get the date. But the summer kind of goes by, everybody's busy, and then all of a sudden Labor Day hits, and then people are like, oh, the walk. The walk's coming. It's it's a little bit early this year. We with the date September 24th, but we have a lot of faith in our walk community that we're going to have a lot of people there, a lot of people showing up. But like you said, if you can't come, and that's the one thing that came out of the pandemic, we learned how to do things virtually.
Right.
And what came out of the pandemic is we did the walk virtually for a few years, but people still, understand that. And if they can't walk with us that day or aren't comfortable walking with the group, or they can walk on Saturday, they can walk the weekend before.
Absolutely.
They can walk on their treadmill at home.
They can.
And just
And they did.
They did. They've done it all, and they've
Yes.
still raised money and had a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
And would still love to hear their story too. So if they have a story like that, or if they're going to do something different, share it with us. We'd love to push it out on social media with them.
Oh, absolutely. And people should call. People should call if they have any questions, that sort of thing.
Oh, sure.
We will be putting up a link at the end of the program today so that people know if they want to make donations, if they want to take part in the walk, how to register, any questions that they have, they can follow that.
Oh, of course. And if they wanted any information on the organization and why we raise funds, I'm happy to give them that information too.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because sometimes, a lot of people have heard of us, Care Dimensions, because like you say, 45 years we're celebrating, but some people haven't. Just say, if you could, just a couple more lines just about the organization.
Oh, sure.
So that people can understand a little bit more about, I think it's helpful for people to get that feel so they know where this money is going towards.
Well, Care Dimensions, as I said before, used to be, of course, for all these Danvers residents, Hospice of the North Shore, way back when. Back in 2014, we rebranded the organization as Care Dimensions because our territory expanded. So we went from Hospice of the North Shore to Hospice of the North Shore in Greater Boston to saying, oh, we are so much more than just hospice. And now the territory that we served is so much larger. So Care Dimensions, we say now that we really are a serious illness, advanced illness organization, someone caring for people with serious illness or advanced illness. Because not only do we see, for 45 years, patients with a hospice diagnosis who, the regulations say have 6 months or less to live, but we also see people on our palliative care side. Palliative care is helping patients who might not be ready for hospice due to, diagnoses, seeking active treatment, just not quite there yet, but we can help with goals of care conversation and symptom management. And now recently, right before the pandemic hit, so I don't guess it's not as recent as before, but we added Home MD, which is a primary care at home arm to our organization. So we really can see people who are not quite hospice, but even Home MD, that's for the frail population that is foregoing primary care services because they can't get there. So we actually come right to their home and take care of them. We have doctors and nurse practitioners who go right to the home. And then after all that, we have grief and bereavement support. So it really is a full continuum of services for those patients, and I would say and their families,
Right.
because the services benefit families also. Who are battling, or who are facing a serious or advancing illness.
Yeah, definitely. And and it's just a wonderful continuum.
It is,
right?
yes.
I mean, just when again we think that some of these services like a home visit by a doctor that's not happening. Yes, it is still happening. And again, the things that people never thought they had access to is back again. And that's a wonderful thing. So if people have questions or what have you, they can always call in, as you said.
Of course, they can call in. And a lot of times we find that people call in because they don't know where they fit in our services.
Right.
So it doesn't mean you have to say, oh, I need palliative care or I need hospice. Call and let's have a conversation. Yeah. Tell me what's going on. Tell our referral center what's going on, to whoever answers the phone, and tell them what's going on, and then we'll help you, understand what's available, and then you can choose which path you might want to go.
That's wonderful. So what other tidbits do we want to talk about this walk? Make sure that people understand and again are excited to take part in this today.
Well, I think that if you're a walker before, I'm going to thank them for the support and say come back and join us again. If you've never been to the walk, come try it out.
Yeah.
We're part of your community. Care Dimensions has been part of this community for a long time. Yeah. We're not going anywhere. We're an organization that's committed, a nonprofit organization that's committed, and we put this walk on for our communities, and really for our staff who care for our patients. It's just a wonderful day to come and connect and learn more about our organization. Come if that's why you come to the walk. We'll find you someone to talk to so you can learn more about the organization, but come and be part of the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it is. It's all about community.
It is.
And people, they want to connect, they need to connect, and again, that's part of what I love so much about it.
Mm-hmm. From the start, when you walk through when you go up by St. John's Prep, 72 Spring Street, if you haven't seen it, it just starts because even the prep gets so involved, and they have their football players lining the whole route, cheering them on.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you come? You have these great kids that are out there spending their Sunday cheering these walkers on. So it's magnificent. But you get the parents from the prep that are helping everybody find a parking spot. You're getting all the prep, rest of the prep kids that are there that are helping with setup. They all the different groups. So you get the soccer groups, the baseball groups, the honor society groups. They're all there, and it's just. And then you get all of us, and then you get our wonderful walk committee, in which if people are loving what they're hearing and want to join our walk committee, they're welcome to. We always love more people to come on the walk committee, but we have a great walk committee this year that will be there that day, that will be greeting people and getting everybody set up and walking them around to see what's there. So it's just...
And people do, right? They come as individuals, they come as teams. It could be, like you say, from an organization. We have plenty of people coming from their jobs or wherever as a group. We have people coming from restaurant groups that have pulled together their team, their staff to come. It's like a variety of different people. Families which have come as groups. So like you said, there are people from all different areas coming together for different reasons, all to be a part of this.
Yes, we've touched a lot of people's lives, and they want to come back.
Yeah.
They want to come back and see us.
Well, I hope that people will join in, Lyn, because, again, this is such a special event and one that I have had the good fortune of being part of for over 17 years now. So I know we're going to wrap up, but is there anything else you want to add before we do?
No, I'm going to throw out there because I was just thinking, because I've been doing it for 10 years, you've been doing it for 17, and I'm thinking, okay, we're going to be walking it, but if people want to start off a little bit earlier and, kind of run the area too, we'll accommodate whatever people need. But I'm trying to think. I would love to just, make this the best walk we've had. So I was starting to say back in the 80s, a small group of people raised $6,000. Last year we had hundreds of people. I was checking right before we left. We had over 700 people register, and we raised $275,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I would love to see those numbers go up. I'd love to see the dollars raised go up. It's a worthwhile cause. So I'm hoping people understand that and want to join us.
Yeah, every dollar impacts lives in such an amazing way. Well, Lyn, thank you so much for being on the show today. We really appreciate
Thanks for
it.
having me.
And, you know, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Timing is Everything. And again, we're going to have footage up for you, but we'll also have a slide where you can actually see where to get in touch as you need to.